March the 5th. Oh yes, today is a migraine day, and even the yoga session earlier today didn't help. Well, first off, a very happy birthday to my sister-in-law in Virginia. Don't tell her, but this is a test, whether she follows what I'm doing or not. Just kidding. Then today is Super Tuesday, the perfect day to talk about the concept of democracy. The word is thrown around currently like beads on Mardi Gras in New Orleans. But the word alone means nothing. All concepts are embodied. They are created from metaphors in hierarchical order. Metaphors, again, map frames to frames and schemas to schemas. To work with a concept, all the neural circuitry must exist in the person's brain. To start with, we must understand that democracy is a way of governance. The earliest experience we all have with governance is in the family. As a result, what we learn is a metaphor that governing institutions are family. This metaphor interacts with the metaphors of morality, and that's all about well-being. And from there arise two contrasting views of ideal family life, the strict father and the nurturant parent. Each family model has a logic that is projected onto politics. The strict father model starts with Hobbes and ends with Adam Smith. The world is a dangerous and difficult place with tangible evil in it. Humans are born bad and have to be made good through discipline. To do that, it is the job of a father. He must teach his children right from wrong using physical punishment. The father's authority must be upheld by the mother. Children have to obey. Only thus they can become self-reliant enough to pursue their self-interests and withstand the competition necessary for a moral world. Hence, success, especially financial success, is seen as an indicator for moral strength, whereas poverty means the person lacks discipline and hence morals. In short, conservative politics are marked by the primacy of self-interest and a focus on individual responsibility, but not social responsibility. The community is nothing. Hierarchical authority is based on wealth, and the wealthiest are the most deserving. From this you get, for example, that taxes are affliction and punishments for being a good person. That's why Trump never paid taxes, because he was such a good person and he didn't want to be punished for it. Now, the nurturant parent family comes basically from Rousseau. And I should mention that Hobbes as well as Rousseau had no evidence about the nature of early humans and speculated widely, as he said so themselves. Archaeology and anthropology in the last decades proved them both wrong. But theirs are still the stories we view the world through, wrong or not. And that would be a starting point to ponder when you want to get fundamental change. Anyway, in the nurturant family, a parent family model, it is assumed that humans are born good. And the world should be a nurturing place to keep them that way. We are all little angels. Children are raised to expect nurture and to be nurturers themselves. That means to be compassionate and responsible for oneself and for others. Responsibility implies protection, strength, competence, education, hard work, and social connectedness. Compassion requires fairness, honesty, trust, freedom, opportunity, open two-way communication, happy and fulfilled life, restitution rather than retribution, cooperation rather than competition, and community building. Coming back to democracy, how is this term filled with life in either view? When it comes to the progressive view, any democracy starts with citizens caring about one another and acting responsibly on that sense of care. Taking responsibility for oneself and for one's family, community, county, people in general, and the planet. The central idea of democracy is to secure a safe and prosperous future for all. Without this focus on empathy, democracy would not have principles like freedom and fairness for all. Sounds very much like the American dream, doesn't it? And that's what the understanding of American democracy has been for the longest time. So why is it now suddenly so difficult to understand what democracy is? Equal sharing of political power. Because conservatives have flooded the concepts with metaphors and frames that are completely from the opposite end of a scale. Conservative democracy is, according to them, seen as a system of governance and elections that fits the primacy of self-interest, in which social responsibility does not exist and hierarchy and authority and power should be based on, not election, wealth, as a sign of the ultimate success. It is not a democracy at all, because people don't share power on equal terms. And just like that, the concept has become empty because the neural circuits in the brain have been messed up. The term does not compute, and who's throwing it out there doesn't help people understand why it is so important to save democracy or even improve it. Why put energy into it? As a first step, we must fill it with meaning again, activate metaphors and frames to strengthen them. That means we all need to get to know us, discover what our morals are, think, make a habit out of thinking, turn thinking into a movement. Like, comment, share, and as always, thank you for gifting me with a few minutes of your most precious, your lifetime.